Hello and good evening. My name is John, and we're here playing Return of Red Riding Hood Enhanced Edition as part of my Steam cleaning series. So I go through every game in my Steam library eventually, then arbitrarily rate and or review them after a wee bit of playtime. Now, I don't quite know what this game is because I picked these games at random, but I'm guessing this is something related to Little Red Riding Hood. We're going to play the English version. Return of Red Riding Hood Enhanced Edition. Click or press space to start. I cover you with a blanket. Put the lamp on. Now sleep. Mother always tells me stories before I go to sleep. You can do without a story for one evening. Tomorrow you have your mother and her stories back. No, I can't fall asleep that way, the girl began to whimper. Oh, now we're identifying who's talking. Please read it to me. Okay, grumbled her older brother, who was sitting on the edge of her bed. Just don't cry. Which tale do you want? Red Riding Hood. Fine, here we go. Why don't you get the book? It's in the bookcase on the lower shelf. What? What for? I remember the story. Listen. Return of the Red Riding Hood Enhanced Edition. Doesn't. Next. In one village, there was a little girl so lovely no other girl was her equal. Her mother loved her to distraction, and her grandmother loved her even more. For her birthday, her grandmother presented her with a red hood. That's not really a hood, but okay. The girl always wore her new smart hood every day. The neighbors would say, "There goes Red Riding Hood." Once her mother decided to bake some pastries, but she wasn't sure what filling to choose. That's it. Let Red Riding Hood find the filling for the pastries. Once mother started grand cooking tasks, Red Riding Hood said, "First decorate the table with flowers." While mother was preparing the dough, Red Riding Hood decided to decorate the table with flowers. Okay. The dwelling of Red Riding Hood and mother's small timber house with plain furniture. The dresser by the wall. These are some weird sound effects. Garden. Dresser. Cupboard. Vase. Okay. Medium-sized vase with a large table. A vase on the table. Garden. Red Riding Hood went to the garden. Fruit trees and bushes were to the left, and the well was to the right. The forest could be seen behind the fence. There are beautiful rose peonies. That word is. Has already grown in the garden. Red Riding Hood is taken. House. Oh, I got to take the vase. Right. Well, here, the rope on the grass, the bucket is a rope. Bucket with the rope. Well. Bucket of water. Garden. House. Bucket with water and vase. Red Riding Hood tried to put the peonies in the vase, but the flowers were too tall. Red Riding Hood went to break the stems, but didn't want to spoil the flowers. You need to look for some flowers. Other flowers in the vase. Maybe something in a suitable forest. Dresser. My garden. Forest. Red Riding Hood went to the forest. Weather was great. There was small forest flowers, short stems growing near the edge of the forest. Red Riding Hood picked the flowers. Go back to the house. Some forest flowers in the vase. Red Riding Hood put the flowers in the vase. Beautiful. Now you can help your mother bake pastries. This is a really long story. Mother is standing by the kitchen table preparing after cooking. You can talk to your mother. Filling. I see. Oh gosh. Red Riding Hood went to the garden. Fruit trees and bushes are on the left side. The right side near the well is small vegetable garden. Shed has gotten dark with time. Let's go to the shed. Spade. Ladder, pitchfork, bucket. Check the shelf. Pickle, basket, mirror. Lamp, mirror. You want to live, stay away from the peat bogs. I mean the coniferous forest. The garden. The barn. Spices, sackcloth. Okay, I need something to get my cinnamon on. Back in the corner. Sack. Check the shelves. Alright, I can't use my stat there. I know. Alright, to the garden. To the vegetable garden. Tomatoes are no good for the cucumbers. No good for filling. Onions. Pitchfork. Pitchfork, spade. Alright, I got an onion. Marrows. Okay, pitchfork. Cabbage. Sack? Sack with a cabbage. Okay. Oh, pick mushrooms. Look at all these mushrooms I'm getting. Basket is full of mushrooms. Alright. A ladder? A sickle on the grass. Doesn't he smash from falling? Can't collect him with a bucket. Uh-huh. Okay. Approach the apple tree. Pickle on the grass. Ladder on the apple. Okay. Go back to the house? Oven fork. Wow. There's so much talking here. Please bring. Alright, here's an onion. Onion. Nope. Mushrooms. Well done, you found the filling. Mushrooms will go well with sour cream. Take a pot and bring me some, please. A pot for sour cream. Okay. Ash leads down to the cellar. Okay. No, I want to use the ladder. A ladder on hatch. Go to the cellar. Too dark in here. Right? Back. Stove. With mushrooms. Here's apple was immense. Box room and cellar were filled with dried soaked fruits together with jam, compote, and even syrup. Maybe she's fulfilling, the woman thought, but after the very thought about apples, she shuddered. Everybody was fed up with it, and since remember, Granny found a mushroom, so she chose it. Quickly made the pastry, fried the mushrooms with onion, baked brown, flavored pastry, and when it was cold, she put them in the basket. And says, why don't you, my little Red Riding Hood, go visit Granny, bring her a pot of butter, and find out if she's fine. Okay. Red Robin Hood was an obedient child. She ate the pastries with the mushrooms and went on her way. The sun was bright and warm, ready to find the way through the foliage. We gave birth to hundreds of sunlight spots. Birdies were twitting. Butterflies were flittering. Red Riding Hood was running skippingly along the path in cheerful mood. Because of her bad luck in waking up later than usual, she had not had breakfast that day and became. Because of being outside in the fresh air, she felt hungry. Do not eat a pastry. Responsibility and honesty protected the girl from taking even a single bite. She had to deliver all the pastries intact. But she could afford herself a little rest. Red Riding Hood sat on a stump that was in the shade of a branchy tree. It was much cooler there than on the path, the sun blazing heat. It was the caressing warmth and sight of wind blowing that soon made Red Riding Hood grow languid and filled her body with pleasant drowsiness. The girl eventually closed her eyes and ripped off for a nap. Suddenly, Wolf came out of nowhere. When Red Riding Hood heard the nose, she jumped up in a flash. Hello, girl, started Wolf. How do you do, mister? Said Red Riding Hood, looking for an interrogator with curiosity. What is your name and where are you going? Continued Mr. Wolf, stressing the word alone. My name is Red Riding Hood, and I'm going to visit my grandmother and bring her pastries with a pot of butter. My name is Wolf. Where does your granny live? You should go along the path to the forest edge. There will be her hut. After collecting all the required information, the beast departed to the mentioned address to get there before the girl did. And she, after setting her hood on straight, took the presents and slowly strolled to Granny's house. Wolf forestalled Red Riding Hood and reached the forest edge sooner. He jumped on the porch and knocked. Who is it? A weak voice asked. It's me, Red Riding Hood, your granddaughter, whispered Wolf, making his voice as tender as he could. Oh, pull the string, my dear, the door will open. Once the predator found inside the house, he promptly swallowed Granny, dressed up in her nightgown, put on the glasses and tumbled into bed. Soon after Red Riding Hood reached Granny's hut, she hammered on the door with her little fist. Who is it? The wolf tried to make his voice sound like a suffering Granny. It's me, your granddaughter, Red Riding Hood. I brought you some pastries and a pot of butter. Arg, coughed the wolf. Pull the string, my dear, and the door will open. The girl entered and put the basket on the pot on the table and sat on the bed and looked. That's pretty good. Grandmother, why are your ears so big? The better to heal you with, my dear. Why are your eyes so big? The better to see with, my dear. And why is your teeth so big? They're for eating you up, my dear. The wolf swallowed Red Riding Hood before she got sense of her last word. It was all the dream. An awful dream. No, that's not how it goes, said this spry girl. Activate quest. Now you can play the quest again. Okay. This is a weird visual novel / adventure game. The interface is really rough. It's probably because it's based on text stuff and not on actual like inventory and all that. Also, the art's a little creepy with the poser models or Blender or whatnot. I'm good with that outcome. I don't really feel the need to go through it again. Would I recommend people play it? Probably not, because it's a rough interface, so children would probably find it frustrating, and anybody else would probably not be that intrigued to have another retelling of the classic Little Red Riding Hood story. Cheers.